Before I came to Dimensional, I was the director of research at a brokerage firm which had thousands of representatives all across the country. And it was a very small research department, basically me. And I was sort of the trivial pursuit guy. Let's stump Weston. You come across Dimensional, as I did, by attending a conference. And I can recall it being interesting but also confusing, or perhaps destabilizing in the sense that they're challenging some of your most fundamental beliefs about how you think the world works. I came at the investing problem from the viewpoint of most conventional investors. You have to figure out what's going to happen in the future. And the dimensional approach, especially the academics who would lecture at those conferences, presented a very different framework for thinking about this problem. But I went back to my office and began to think about what they said, and slowly but surely kind of revise my thinking. I refer to it now as the black hole syndrome. You start getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer to the gravitational pull, and all of a sudden you're in down the hole and you're never going to get out again. You have completely revised the way you think about the world of economics and finance. It took a good 6 months or more for me to understand and embrace the philosophy. And one of the things that really helped me cross that chasm, if you will, was this whole research into the value area. If you looked at the data on conventional, actively managed mutual funds, there were some managers who had a very long record of outperformance, and 10, 20, 30 years, and it struck me as unlikely that that could be just attributable to luck. But if you looked at these managers, in almost every case, they were following a disciplined value-type strategy, tilting their portfolios toward these value stocks. Well, the dimensional research suggested that you should expect these people to outperform the market because they were picking up this value premium. Then I began to study the numbers of some of these managers with the very longest, most successful records against a conventional value index type benchmark. And I thought, all of a sudden, all that excess return just vanished. So that was a real eye-opener. I've read the stacks and stacks of research reports and seen all the effort that analysts put into it, and listened to one presentation after another of conventional money managers, and the overwhelming majority of them are very persuasive. They have an incredible level of detailed knowledge of the companies, the industries that they follow. They know the shoe size of every chief executive in their universe. It's hard to understand how that information could be not helpful in having a better investment result. But once you're introduced to these ideas of competitive markets and this equilibrium view, all of a sudden there's a different way of thinking about this. To an overwhelming degree, we find that, again, if these ideas are properly communicated, investors don't have a hard time making that transformation. It seems very logical to them. In many cases, it provides a level of relief. Oh, now I understand why I was so frustrated. Now I understand why I couldn't seem to find the terrific manager who I could just buy once and then keep forever. Now it all makes sense to me. Thank you.